so very excited, so blessed to have you guys here this morning. Thank you for taking the time out of your Power Morphicon to spend a few hours with us. I promise you will not be disappointed. We have some amazing things that are going to happen in the next couple panels. And in that spirit, so for those of you who don't know, my name is Jason Bishop. I am the newly unpacked global franchise creative director for Hasbro. I promise you that I'm highly articulated, I've got dynamic poses in me, we're going to be able to do some cool stuff. And honestly, just for the sake of saying, can we just take a moment to appreciate the fact that what a crazy 25th anniversary. So much has happened this year, and I say this respectively, every time you guys were like, they're going to zig, we zagged hard, right? Like, I think we sort of kicked that off in the spirit of Shattered Grid. You saw that 6 months ago. Shattered Grid. Shattered Grid was a perfect example of that. Toy Fair was certainly a perfect example of that, and revealing that Hasbro was now the master toy, which we're very, very excited about, and I am personally excited about for obvious reasons. And then, of course, the announcement for Beast Morphers specifically. Let's give it up for Beast Morphers. Not one person in this room saw that coming. And I'm very grateful for that. And we are very grateful for that. There's amazing things happening on that front. But in that spirit, gang, why don't we go ahead and get this thing started? So, let me take a quick peek here at my notes. Here's what I can tell you. So when I told you that we zig, what you expected us to zig, we zag, well the reality is it's a brand new day. I think that's the best way to articulate it. Everything's different. All the old stuff is off the table, and I found the perfect gift to sort of explain that to everybody. There you go. But here's what I gotta tell you. Here's what I gotta tell you. We've had some pretty incredible things happen this year. We've had some product reveals. I also personally love the critique where everybody was like, oh man, that's not an announcement. We dynamited that a month ago. I'm like, brother, we've been working on that for 14 months. So here's what I can tell you in the spirit of today. This is our time now, Power Books. If you would please give a round of applause for our panelists this morning. There's some incredible people. We're very grateful to have them here. So please give it up for Chris Peralta from Edway. Come on up, Chris. Mr. Jesse Cherry, Senior Product Development Manager for Edway. Give it up for a longtime friend of mine, Mr. Scott Gaeta, President and Publisher of Renegade Game Studios. And then the yin to my Hasbro yang, you can give it up to Malvika Metragata, who is our Senior Director of Global Franchise Strategy now on Power Rangers. And then really the brains of the operation, our Product Development Manager specifically for Hasbro, Miss Vanessa Fung. Come on up, Vanessa. All right, gang, just to kind of warm us up here, panelists, I know we're kind of in the dark, but it's kind of cool that way, too. So, panelists, if you could just kind of go down the road and tell me, what is your favorite thing about Power Rangers? I'm not asking for, like, I'm a really big Tommy fan. No, I'm like, what's your favorite thing about Power Rangers? It could be a character, it could also be something kind of meta. So just, let's go, Chris, down the line. You, Chris.
Yeah. Hey, favorite thing about Power Rangers, not because I'm sitting next to this guy, but SPV, series itself.
I'm a That's cool. SPV crap. Keep going.
Inclusiveness.
Ooh. That's good. You took my answer.
Yeah, I was going to say inclusiveness, and I really do like it. It's family friendly and accessible to all ages. I think that's very important.
things off a little bit with a sneak peek at what's been going on with our Legacy Wars games, specifically from our friends over at Enway. So to do that, we're going to kick off a little video here. Here we go.
Away, Goldar!
My clicker's having so much trouble, game. Alright, cool. So, friends over at Enway, tell us a little bit about what's going on specifically for the 20th anniversary. Maybe, Jesse, you can highlight how is Enway going to be celebrating what's going on in this Power Rangers month, and more specifically, Power Rangers Day.
Yeah, so we have a new update coming out next week. It's sort of our 25th anniversary episode, anniversary. Celebration. We're going to be doing 25 days of events. That includes missions, tournaments, challenges, free rewards, extra rewards. Just every day we want something to be happening. That will be starting kind of the 23rd, 25th. It might end up being actually 27 days to celebrate 25. But yeah, we have a lot of stuff, and we're going to be fully announcing all the features in the next couple days. You're going to be able to, for those of you that play the game, actually just send codes to each other and play Megazords finally. Finally get that in.
Just for this, yeah, it's awesome. Just for the sake of asking, who is platinum in this room? You know what I'm talking about? Playing game. Okay, that's great. That's crazy. Okay, golds. I went up there with you. And silvers. Right on, and bronzes.
Yeah!
You are the heart of the earth. Thank you very much. Okay, so on that note, guys. Anyway, you guys have had some crazy stuff sort of happening over the last 4 days or so. I don't know for those of you who've been paying attention online on the Twitter sphere, but you've seen an image that looks like this. Yeah. Which is super, super cool. And then over the last few days, you've revealed 4 of these portals, which looks a little something like this. I gotta be so careful. Can't overclick. Can we advance the slide just one, please? Okay. So, keep right there. So for those of you who didn't catch the news, we announced in order SPD Shadow Ranger, Samurai Gold, Lightspeed Titanium, our very beloved Ranger Slayer. Right on, love you, man. But guys, who's in the last portal? You gotta tell me, man.
Vulcan Skull!
Wait, let's get a poll of the rooms. Okay, the color's kind of an indicator, so on the count of 3, everybody shout out who you think it is.
You said Vulcan Skull.
1, 2, 3. Oh man, I heard like 3 specific answers.
Tor.
Well, how do we want to do this, guys? You just split it out for us.
Hyperforce Yellow. Mass Rider.
Alright, so it sounds like we're going to need a little bit of help to reveal this last portal. So on that note, you guys want to introduce our special guest?
So, I'd like to call to the stage Mr. Paul Schreiber.
Yes! Polly, welcome! Man, you're looking good!
Jason B.
That one doesn't work, use this one.
This one's perfect for Jason. Give it to Nardi.
What's up, party people? Oh, hold on a second, I forgot my costume. What's up, Andre? It's awfully dark in here. It's a good thing your head is at least glowing. Budget cuts, man.
Alright, Polly, so you want to give us a little tease as to who's in the portal?
I can tell you right now that it's
Hyperforce! Yellow!
Jack D. Thomas enters the Morphin Grid specifically to help out all our other Rangers. We are so stoked to see this slide kind of come into fruition. Anyway, when can we expect to see Hyperforce Yellow drop in game?
He will be dropping in October, right alongside Titanium in that same month. Both of those characters are coming in October.
Hey, you guys, in this room, who's been playing this game? Who? Raise your hands. Alright, that's not enough hands. Honestly, this is the pantheon of Ranger greatness. You have an obligation to me, to your mom, and to Jason Narvi to play this game because it's awesome. Especially if Jack D. Thomas, the tank, is in effect.
Thomas the Tank Engine? That's a different franchise, Paul. You can't say that at this game.
Panel over. Okay, so, Holly, as we're integrating Jack into the game, can you give us some pointers as to how we capture Jack's personality specifically in this very virtual form?
Well, you've got to, like any tank, you have to really plan your moves carefully. Hit hard because you can, but don't get over-eager and be a button puncher. You know what I'm saying? Time your attacks. That's my advice.
Sick. And then just anecdotally, man, we have not had a chance to actually kind of personally catch up and talk about this, but what is it truly like being on the other side of Rangers 2?
Stretching. Right, spandex is a hell of a drug.
Hold on. Choose your timing carefully and stretching. All right, man, we got it. We're good. No, but legit, we're super excited to have Jack join the game. Anyway, anything else you want to share specifically on maybe the character model that we got on screen right now?
Yeah, I mean, so you can see the concepts up there. He will be a big, bad. You can see on the last right there. Yeah, Ranger. You know, we're gonna have a Ranger that has that muscle, that thickness. So you know.
Now you don't have to dance around. I'm sitting right here. You know, I mean, look, that's the cool thing about Jackie Thomas is that I mean we are embracing all morphologies here. And I mean that. You can be big and still kicking.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Thighs.
I got a lot.
Well, on those thunderous words.
Hey!
No, but again, let's give it one more time for Mr. Paul Schreier and certainly Mr. Jason Narvi. Thank you very much. Give it up one more time for our good friends. Video we got dropping specifically for Samurai Gold. It's going to be out in just a couple weeks. you guys up to date on the latest greatest of what's happening in Ranger Nation. So I'm going to just kind of quickly burn through a few slides, just to maybe remind folks that may not be aware of the news that's been breaking over the last couple of weeks. So we'll talk briefly about our good friends over at... Thank you, I'm so sorry. Sorry. Over at Funko, so for those of you that weren't aware, we actually revealed our civilian head Funkos, Funko Pops, just a couple weeks ago. And then that kind of spiraled into some additional news where we revealed, we gotta come up with like a signal. Thank you. It's the high side. We're gonna give you the high side. So we revealed some of our villains that we've been cooking out for you guys in celebration of the 25th anniversary. For those that aren't aware, Pudgy Pig and Pumpkin Wrapper are both exclusive to GameStop, so be sure to check those out. They're going to be running a special Heroes vs. Villains campaign over the next few weeks. Again, all in celebration of the 25th anniversary. High side. Cool. And then on top of that, we also expanded our Zord line, right? So many of you have seen the 6-inch Megazord specifically here at Power Morphicon, which was created just for this event, which is super cool. There's also a glow-in-the-dark Megazord that's coming out, a 6-inch Tiger Sword over at Hot Topic, so check that. And then my personal favorite, it is a 12-inch Pop Ultra Zord for Target. And when I tell you that this thing is the coolest pop I've ever seen in my life, I'm understating it. So if you have a chance and you'd like to see this thing, just cruise by the booth today. If you see me, I'll pull it out of the back for you just to get a sneak peek, okay? All right, moving on. There are also two things that we have not announced. The first one is a metallic green civilian Tommy, and then that's my data mining comment from just a few minutes ago. Yesterday, this was revealed by a Toy Wiz, so thanks to our friends over at Toy Wiz. Let's high side that. Lord Dragon is coming out. All right, now let's turn it over to our good friends over at Renegade Game Studios and my buddy Scott Gaeta, whom I've known for like a long time, like a decade. Cool. So Scott, hey, thanks for being here. All right, so more specifically, can you maybe give us a top line as to what's going on with the Heroes of the Grid Kickstarter that just launched just a couple days ago? So I'm going to be going through a couple slides here, but give us maybe a top line of what's going on, how this came together, that kind of thing.
Sure. So Heroes of the Grid is a cooperative miniatures board game where players take on the roles of different rangers. So we're starting off with Mighty Morphin. You can play one of the core rangers, and you are working together against the game. The game will be spawning monsters like Rita Repulsa and Pudgy Pig and Nasty Knight, and you have to protect Angel Grove from being overrun by all the bad guys. If you don't work together as a team, you will fail, you will lose. If you work together and use your ranger powers appropriately, you will overcome the threat. The game is highly replayable. We're doing lots and lots of miniatures, and the campaign has already unlocked a White Light expansion with the White Ranger, Green with Evil expansion with the Evil Green Ranger, the Shattered Grid expansion with Lord Drakon, Ranger Slayer, and a host of other characters. I think now we're up to something like 40 unique characters unlocked, or more. I can't keep track anymore. We're sculpting and adding characters constantly. I brought along a friend, Megazord. This is an actual to scale figure for the game. So you guys can see Megazord, and he's an add-on to the game. There's various tiers. You can start off basic at the base game that comes with all the Rangers, pretty much all the villains that I just mentioned. And then there's also an all-in tier that just gets you everything that we unlock and then we put into the game. You just get it all.
So, just for the sake of asking, Scott, why do this through Kickstarter?
So this is new for us. We've been around for a while, and we normally don't use the platform. But for Power Rangers, the one thing that we miss is a direct connection to the fans. So normally we produce a game, it goes into distribution, it goes out to stores. But for Power Rangers, we really wanted to form a relationship directly with all of you guys, because we want to know what you want next. And yeah, so like we're getting feedback in real time. People are telling us what characters they want to see added to the game and what they'd like us to do down the road. You know, we can't do everything off the bat like for launch. You know, there's 25 years of characters to draw from. But we're already, we're taking notes, and there's a really awesome dialogue, and we have plans to continue to use that direct connection to all our backers that are jumping on board early and all these early adopters, and we want to know what to do next. And the cool thing is, as we put out more Rangers, you can build your own team. You don't just say have to take the Mighty Morphin team and play the game, because there's new boards and new scenarios and all sorts of stuff that you can do. You can build your dream team with Rangers that we release and kind of do your own thing, which is really, really cool.
So that actually brings up a really important question, which is, hey, can I just wait until next spring and still be able to capture characters like the Wizard of Deception or Pumpkin Rapper?
So no, there are some things that if you're not familiar with Kickstarter called stretch goals that will be exclusive, Kickstarter exclusives. So if you jump on board early and you pledge now and you get in on it, you're going to get some miniatures that won't be released to retail down the road. So there's some really cool exclusives that are to reward the people that are the early adopters and jump on board and get involved right from the beginning. So you're going to have some exclusives just for you.
And as a big old nerd on this side of the table, somebody who's actually had a chance to see what some of those stretch goals look like, when I tell you there are deep cuts, there are deep cuts. In fact, Scott, you were very generous to basically tell me yesterday that you still wanted to reveal one deep cut that's going to be available soon. So, you want to do the honors?
Yeah, so we revealed right from the beginning that we were doing Megazord. And Megazord's really awesome, but we figured the bad guys needed something awesome too. So we're announcing for the first time, it'll be up on the site probably tomorrow, that Cyclopsis. Megazord's got some competition.
And the crazy thing is, guys, as far as I know, in franchise history, this is the first time Cyclopsis will actually be immortalized in one form or another. Yes? Yeah. So, very excited about that, Scott. Thank you very much for keeping it going. And for those of you that already have contributed to the Kickstarter, you're super legit and rad. We really love that. And for those that are still considering it, please do so, because there's so much good stuff that you have yet to even see unlock as part of the stretch goal. Anything else, Scott?
No, come by the booth. We actually have Jonathan Ying, the game's designer. He's on the booth. We're demoing. We have prototypes. So all the stuff you see is not finished, not final, but we have prototypes that we made just for you guys for Power Morphicon. We haven't brought them to any other game conventions. You can play it and be the first people on the planet to actually play the game and check out all the news.
Legit. So give it up for Scott Gator, guys. All right. So, unfortunately, not everybody can always fly in specifically for this event. We certainly have partners that are across the country doing all sorts of good work. And so, we have a new partner that's come on board that wanted to show a couple new goodies that they've been working on specifically. So, I guess on their behalf, I'm just going to kind of show you a few slides here for a group called Lineage Studios. And Lineage is actually going to be launching in just the next couple weeks. They're kind of taking a different spin at what it means to do collectibles. So let me give you a sneak peek of what they're thinking. So for them, they're thinking about not just collecting stuff, but like wear your collection. So they put together a pretty compelling new pin program that specifically celebrates the original Power Morpher, certainly in 2 versions. You've seen, thank you for that. That's like everybody in the room checking their phone right now. So. But no, they're going to be celebrating Power Morpher specifically in 2 versions. You're going to see the classic silver Power Morpher and certainly the gold version. And the coins themselves will be modular, so you can just kind of swap them in and out, collect all the coins that you want. But here's the crazy thing, for as much as I'm showing you, what is that, 7 coins on slide right now, there are actually more coins than that. Coins that actually spill into some of the other initiatives that we were talking about earlier today, like Shattered Grid. So stay tuned for that, but I'm more specifically interested in this next thing. This is a really kooky idea, but basically they were thinking, hey, all fandom deserves those like cinema moments, you know, like really seeing the full potential of what a fandom moment is. So they put together this concept called Cinema Scene. Right? Now, it's a placeholder name. I don't know if it's going to be the final name, but Cinema Scene is like, take all your favorite stuff across your specific fandoms and create a movie poster version, complete with title credits and everything.
So for that, they're working on 3 specific posters right now that they're ready to reveal. These are still works in progress, so give them a little bit of space, but check it out, guys. Forever Red, Shattered Grid, and Soul of the Dragon. So what they're going to be doing here is working with, honestly, some of the most profound industry-leading artists out there that are doing kind of that like Drew Struzan level movie poster stuff, and really realizing it in full graphic effect. So again, these are kind of placeholder work in progress. You're going to see these go live in just a couple weeks. Give them some love, because to me this is a really cool idea, and I especially love the idea of the title bottom. So check it out. We're really stoked for Lineage Studios, and they'll be live in just a couple weeks. So that's Lineage. All right. So for those of you unfamiliar, Hasbro is here exhibiting. We're actually in the corner. Come check us out. Come say hi. We put a full display of 25 years of costumes, helmets, props, all sorts of goodies on display. We've also, at the info desk, got a handy little tool we call Dropmix. Who is familiar with Dropmix? So for those of you unfamiliar, Dropmix is basically a system whereby it breaks down every single cool song you've ever heard into like 4 basic or 5 basic parts. What's cool about it is it allows you either in a freestyle mode or in a competitive mode to actually create new songs on the spot from the pieces and parts of the songs that you love. And the Dropmix team is very, very cool to the Power Rangers franchise team. They quickly onboarded the 4th ever promo card for the game. It's only available here this weekend at Power Morphicon, so come say hi, we'll give you one of those promo cards. It is actually the original Mighty Morphin theme song, which we worked directly with Mr. Ron Wasserman to source. So Ron is just a super cool dude. And so for those of you unfamiliar, this is the redo version that he released just a couple years ago. And the reason we went with that one is because that's the only one that was available with the appropriate audio tracks that we needed to make it specifically for Dropmix. And honestly, it's kind of a pumped up version, and I love it. It sounds great. Come by the booth, come hang out with us, Dropmix and Power Rangers into something crazy. And on that note, I think that's all we've got to show, right, Malvika and Vanessa?
Well, actually, it's not quite there yet. Our team has been working really hard the last couple of months to get everything ready, to have something really amazing product to show you, right?
Yeah, so it's a little early to be doing anything normally. But I've only been on the brand for a few months, and I've met a lot of you over the course of different conventions and shows, and it's been really nice. I'm so patient. So, you know, we have a little anniversary. We call this an 25th anniversary gift. So instead of me talking, let's roll it.
So I think that definitively answers whether or not Hasbro's going to be doing stuff specifically for our fan community. Guys, just for the sake of saying it, 3-4 months ago, I had a chance to see one of these for the first time in person on a yet unannounced character. And when I saw it, I had to like blink for a second and figure it out, because it was like seeing a Ranger for the first time in HD. Does that make sense? Like, it was perfectly realized. So, Malvika, maybe you can give us a top line as to what really makes the Lightning Collection special, please.
So, I mean, at Hasbro, no matter what fandom you're a part of, we want to give you guys the best figures we possibly can.
Yes!
So, for Lightning Collection, it's really about the quality. So, it's going to be 6-inch figure scale, premium detail. for accessories. Thank you.
Let's talk about these next 3 red beats specifically. So, accessories included. What about the next one, Amiga? I'm sorry, you can't see. I'll help you out. Optional special effects included.
Special effects, we helping everybody to bring all the characters to life. Especially in the action pose with the impact and all the slight explosions. So you can finally do it.
Yes!
All right. And then lastly, that swappable photoreal actor likeness included. And let me be clear, guys. I'm not saying that, and I don't think anybody here on the stage is saying, oh, you're going to get one of these things per figure. It's all of these things per figure. So, really excited about it. Man, so exciting. I think at this time, we're going to open it up to a little bit of audience Q&A and see what you guys are curious about. So we actually have a microphone set up on the left over here. If you just want to make an orderly line, we would love to take some questions from you. And real quick, I'm going to just kind of throw it up to the room. Please, regulation rules apply. What I mean by that is just be cool, right? Be respectful. We're very grateful to have some of the folks up here that they volunteered their time to be here. So yeah, with that, let's kick it off with Q Red. Who's Q number 1? Get it? All right, moving on.
I appreciate it. I just wanted to say thank you so much, Hasbro, for delivering what we expect out of toys, because there are so much of those things that we've been waiting for with Bandai. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Q Red, for that opinion. Good luck.
I just want to say, well, I am happy to see that all those things will be included. I just gotta wonder how will that affect the price point to a certain extent, because I do know a lot of us want to see that thing, but we don't want to be like masterpiece Transformer prices for every 6-inch figure, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so from a Hasbro perspective, as we look to, the Lightning collection, we want to have a range of price points. We don't want to leave anybody out. We want to make sure everybody's getting a really quality figure at a great price point. So the figure that you saw, and it will actually be in
Nice.
Yeah, it'll be in a booth a little bit later, so you can see it. It is going to retail for $19.99.
Can you say that one more time, Alvika? Why don't you pull the mic just a pinch closer to you?
$19.99.
I surrender to our Hasbro overlords. Hang it up.
Welcome. You're looking marvelous. Sorry, guys. It's like my one time of the year where everybody's gonna get it.
I'm particularly interested in the Helmetless figures, and I want to know how it works with the licensing of people's faces. Like, for example, I really want to get Trini, the Yellow Ranger, but I mean, she's no longer around, so how would you get around to getting her face?
You couldn't use my face for free. It's kind of a, we'll throw that maybe over to the design team just a second. I mean, obviously, current cast is much easier to capture, right? But in terms of respecting cast members that are perhaps no longer with us, it's certainly a challenge. Vanessa, do you want to maybe give us a little bit of insight on how we do something like that?
Yeah, actually, authenticity is definitely one thing we really want to capture, and our team actually have a library of archives that we're going through to make sure that we can capture especially some of the cast that's actually cast. So we are working through it to find a way, but definitely we actually will be able to deliver, especially classic cast.
So it's a combination, right? Sometimes you have real scan data that you can play with, sometimes you have to build it based off of archives. So we actually have lots of behind the scenes photography, stuff that you'll see in the forthcoming Inside Editions book in just a few weeks. Then we build a turntable, and then we start refining it. In some cases, again, it's just very careful, very meticulous, and certainly trying to be as respectful as possible of those folks.
Okay, because you can't just take 5 of the ranges and not that one.
Absolutely. No, agree. Wholeheartedly agree. Treaty is critical for all the right reasons, and there's no way we can avoid it. She, obviously needs to be a part of that when we get there, right?
Right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hello.
Howdy.
So my question is, with Hasbro not having the Master Toy license, how is that going to move forward for the legacy line, more specifically for the Megazord license?
Do we tackle this, Monica, or?
Well, we are just kind of talking about what we revealed today, so don't want to give too much away about what we might do in the future. But I think we're going to look at everything that's available to us. It's such a great property, it's so deep, it has such great characters. So I can't say anything yet about future plans on expanding, but know that we're looking at everything.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Thank you for your question. Hey.
My question is, there was a question about, I think you revealed earlier involved the thing that showed, I think it was the bubble thing, whatever.
I'm sorry, say again?
There was a bubble thing about 900 points. And,
oh, yeah.
Is it actually going to be able to be put on your own belt?
So these are pins, and the pins are, I'm kind of holding up a scale here in my fingers to get a sense. Like the Morpher would be about that big. The coins themselves are pretty small. So arguably you could put them on a belt, but they probably look even better on a jacket or backpack.
Is it kind of compatible with the legacy coins as well?
No, it's not that big. These are truly pins. They just look highly collectible at that scale.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Hi everyone.
How's it going?
There's one thing I wanted to ask about someone liking collecting figures for later on, before when you get to other seasons. Like, who here remembers Mystic Force? Yeah. I was just wondering that when we eventually get to figures for like Mystic Force, Magnet Defender, Solaris Knight, will you guys be able to use cloth cakes because those seem a little better for posing?
So I don't think we're ready to specifically talk about certain material executions, but what I can tell you is, if you remember from the Lightning Collections slide just a few slides ago, there's some key words on there that says it's an anthology series. Yeah. So we're not asking you to buy complete teams now. It's going to be like a cool collection of characters, very comparable to like how Marvel Legends curates their lines, right? So we're gonna play the field, I guess is the best way to say it. Cool. Not to worry.
Welcome our new Hasbro overlords.
Good morning.
Hi guys, how you doing? Thank you guys so much for this presentation. It was awesome. That's all.
Thank you, Chris.
I have a question. So for the Enway folks, I play Legacy Wars and it's so cool, but I want to know, are there going to be more Zords that are coming out? Yes.
So you can't talk about it once. What I can say is we are listening to you all. I hope what we revealed with those 5 characters is a show of that, and cool stuff is coming.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
And SPD Megazord just dropped like last week, so check it out. Good morning.
Good morning, and thanks for giving us a look at some stuff here coming out. I have a question. With the legacy line, will you be continuing to run two replicas of the Warpers, or do you have different ideas in mind?
So I think this goes back to Monica's answer. I'm just going to kind of piggyback on that. We're kind of only talking about Lightning Collection today, as you've seen on screen. Can't specifically get into some of the details as to what we haven't revealed today. But again, everything's on our radar. We're trying to make the best decisions possible. And certainly, as you saw, as we're collecting the Lightning Collection, we're really chasing the best possible execution that's also retail friendly, right? We want you guys to be able to get this stuff, have access to it, and be reasonable as well. So Standby is definitely, like, as a fan myself, there's some really great, cool stuff that's happening. So please give us a little bit of grace, but we're stoked to show you the Lightning Collection here today. And actually, Vanessa, what's in the black box?
Yes, you guys may have noticed, we now moved as a black box, and actually that is the White Ranger Lightning series. He's here in person inside the black box, so we are going to review. But just keep in mind, it's actually a handmade prototype just for the show. So in production, it's going to be cleaner, even more high-res. All the articulation is going to work really well in production. So please go check it out.
Yeah, right on. So come by the booth, we'll be revealing the black box as we leave.
Yep.
Thank you.
Hello.
Howdy.
So well done for acquiring this brand. That's it. So my question regarding the of the Zords, and what it's all two. One, is there a likelihood we might be reusing the same Japanese molds? And two, are you going to do a similar sort of line with the Zords, like the Transformers lines, like Voyager, Leaders, and so?
All super great ideas, and definitely stuff we have been jamming on internally. Again, we're not particularly prone today to reveal some of those specifics. But again, everything's on the table. But what I will say is, what I fundamentally love about being a part, now formally a part of the Hasbro family, is we're going to measure twice and we're going to cut once, and it's going to be perfect, right? And so we're stoked about these opportunities, and we're stoked to bring it to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How's it going?
Hey.
I guess my biggest concern, first of all, I love that figure. I love the 1999 price point for it and everything. It does look like, just for clarification, that's a complete remold, not an existing figure from like a pre-existing line. It's like figure art or something.
Yeah, let me be completely clear, and I'm sure everybody up here would validate, like, this is 100% original, new tooling, and when I really have to kind of throw it back to my original comment about seeing a figure like this for the first time in high def. What I mean by that is the proportions are right, the textures are right, the articulation is to what is possible in production, relatively speaking, flawless. The photoreal likeness, like, it is like seeing a Power Rangers toy for the first time, right? Like, and I can't stress that enough. I say this respectfully, historically, lots of roided out things that, like, were choking on their own collarbones, if you know what I'm talking about. This is a whole new ballgame. Yeah?
So I guess my question, just to get that clarification out there, is there any chance of still exporting the original lines? Like for example, the Japanese lines, we've got them historically through like branding with American branding, as opposed to just the Japanese.
Yeah, I think the best way to answer that is just, you know, we've got, we're sort of analyzing the field again, and we're inheriting, obviously, a lot of relationships coming over from Spawn to Hasbro, and we're analyzing those and being very careful, again, trying to make the best strategic decisions possible for you guys. So stand by on that front. Cool, thank you.
Hello. Hi. So, are all those fancy collectible items just going to be restricted to Mighty Morphin, or are you branching out other seasons too?
Thank you for letting me re-emphasize this point. No, anthology collection. This is not like, hey, you're gonna buy Mighty Morphin again, and Mighty Morphin again, and Mighty Morphin again. This is truly an anthology collection, and when you see the rest of Wave 1 over the next few months, you're gonna understand implicitly it's a whole new day.
So, how long am I gonna have to wait for time for it? Lightning collection.
Well, as somebody who knows something about Time Force, again, we can't say specifically here on the spot, but we definitely know the Time Force characters are beloved. And again, with this new approach to the anthology series, it gives us a chance to touch lots of other seasons much more quickly than we could have in the past.
So, good luck, Hasbro, and don't mess it up.
Hey, good. I like your hat.
Thank you. I've been a Power Ranger fan since high school.
Right on.
And, did you ever
Oh, she asked if Hasbro will ever do keychains. I guess the best way to answer that is probably. We're very focused, obviously, here on stage for toys, collectibles, and games, right? But I will say that one thing I certainly appreciate is somebody who was outside and now on inside. Like, Hasbro does a really great job of making sure that, you know, all walks of life, all kinds of fans from preschool to adult collectors, they all like, you guys, there's stuff there for you, right, across the board. And so, my guess is, yeah, there's probably keychains coming, but I can't hard play. Yeah, you got it.
a person with special needs?
Yeah, right on, thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
I was wondering with the Heroes of the Grid game coming out soon. I know it's based on the Boom comics and the main five, but I was wondering if we would see the ninja powers and Rocky, Adam, Aisha, and Catherine at some point.
Scott, it's kind of up to you guys. So we were actually discussing this just the other day. Like I mentioned earlier, running this campaign is about forming this relationship with our core fans and early adopters. We have plans to kind of lead the next team up to the fans, and we're going to be gathering feedback from our early adopters and Kickstarter backers on which Rangers we add next and which subject. But we are not limited to what you've seen so far by any means.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And just a heads up, guys, we've only got room for maybe a couple more questions. So if we do cut you off, we still love you. It has nothing to do with you. It's just we're pressed for time. There's some cool stuff coming with the Super Ninja Seal. So stand by.
For the lighting collection, will we get monster toys?
You'll have to stay tuned.
I know I'm really good for all that red stuff, but I think you put Nova figures.
They should put the legacy figures like the monster.
Could we handle Pudgy Pig in all of the details? Like, that can the human eye take that?
Stay tuned.
Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Warren. Anyway, I know you guys are a mobile developer, but have you explored the possibility of Legacy Wars being on Xbox, PS4?
Capcom returned the favor.
Yeah, I mean, right now we're just focused on the mobile game, but we all play console games, and we love them. If that's a dream that we can eventually make happen, that would be rad. But right now, we are trying to focus and really bring that high graphical quality to the phones. But yeah, it would be a dream of mine. That's for sure.
Thank you. Thank you. He took your question. Let's get him.
Legacy Wars.
So for those who couldn't hear the question, is there an opportunity to ask to bring in characters like Masked Rider and VR Troopers into Legacy Wars? It's certainly something that we talked about. We're probably not really ready to talk about specifics today, but it's something we have had discussion around. Just, we can't tell you, unfortunately. But it's certainly something we talked about. Thank you. All right, we're gonna do like maybe one or two more guys, and we're gonna call it. Cool.
Hi. So, first off, thank you for showing everything. It's really cool. When I found out Hasbro acquired the toy line for the Power Rangers, the first thing that popped in my head is Hasbro owns Wizards of the Coast, and Wizards of the Coast makes Dungeons and Dragons and Magic the Gathering.
Yes.
So, yes and no. are there any plans for a potential, say, Power Rangers card game?
Please.
So, it's a great question. I'm just going to tackle this one real, because I think it's kind of low-hanging fruit. Dropmix is a perfect example of us finding ways to play with other awesome groups within the company. And we are yet further exploring that. In all fairness, like this is a whole brand new thing that just happened like 45 days ago. So give us a second to breathe because we just pulled off Power Morphicon. But no, I mean, again, we're having those kinds of conversations, but no promises here today. Okay? Cool. Thank you. Great question.
Very cool. Hey guys, hey Jason. Love that jacket. First time we'll throw it in. Love everything I've seen here. I would welcome our new Hasbro overlords. But I got everyone's asking about doors, figures, monster figures, games, stuff like that. What about role-playing stuff? Because I, for one, collect wristbands. I love wristbands. I love Hyperforce, even though half the time I have no idea what's going on. Is there anything in a Hyperforce Morpher?
Ooh.
That's my question.
Hyperforce Morpher, Vanessa or Malika?
Come on.
I sound like a broken record. Again, there's so much to choose from in this Lore and Power Ranger brand, and we're looking at everything. So I can't share too much today, but noted, and we'll take it into consideration.
Thank you. And our final question from perhaps our most esteemed audience member. Thank you for your patience, my friend. Go ahead and set us out right. What's your question?
So, Bandai did a thing where they made high-quality figures in their legacy line, but only for past seasons, and then they made lesser-quality figures for their current seasons that they rescale. So, when these orders come out, are you going to add these figures to the Lightning collection, or are you going to make like a new line for these figures?
Do you work for IO9? Brother, that is perhaps one of the most articulate questions I've ever heard at a panel ever. If you are not seriously considering journalism or a career as being a Power Ranger, you should. And the ease and comfort in which you deliver that question is something to be praised. Here's what I'm going to tell you. It's an anthology series. Anything is possible. But no, it's something that we're thinking about you guys, and what I mean by that is everybody, all walks of Power Ranger fans, all walks of Ranger Nation. We want to make sure that everybody feels like they're at the table in everything that we do. Beast Morphers is so cool, and so again, there's conversations happening. Nothing here to reveal this time, but thank you for your incredible question. Young man, we're looking for a product developer on our team that knows the business side. Please come visit me in our booth. So with that, again, I just want to extend it's a pretty exciting, crazy new time for Power Rangers. There couldn't be a better representation of what's happening in the 25th anniversary than just some of the smiles in the room that we're seeing right now. We're stoked to be in positions that we're in to help deliver the best possible franchise version for you guys ever. That's coming together daily in how we express the 25th anniversary. And I promise you, this is just the start. So with that, please give it again a warm thank you to our panelists here today. Please come hang out with us and have a look. There's not more to talk about. We'd love to see you and say hi. And again, we're opening up the black box in just a few minutes. And please stay in this room for Super Ninja Studio.